next speaker, Andrei Hasna, is going to talk about how AI agents can save your job. So not how can they replace you, but how they can save your job. So I'm super interested in finding. Welcome, Andrei.
Hey, guys. All right, let's get started. I'll ask the second question. How many of you are worried that AI will take your job? How many of you guys know how to code? That's a fair amount of people. How many of you guys wish to know how to code? Okay, I have another question for you. Do you want to code like everybody else, or you want to code with natural language? Because right now, we're at an inflection point where AI is getting smarter and smarter and is going to replace not humans, but a lot of the stuff that we usually do, like coding, writing, and even talking to people, you know, when you're calling customer service. That may not be good, but it's going to happen. So it's not about replacement. You're young, and you want to know about your job. It's about the augmentation, human with agents. How many of you guys know what an agent is, an AI agent? How many of you guys use ChatGPT? Cool. ChatGPT is not an agent. ChatGPT is just a chat. So think about going somewhere else, and instead of just using ChatGPT, think about agents. Why agents? Agents are something else than just a chat. A chat is where you ask a question, and then you get an answer. An agent is something that performs actions on your behalf. You direct it, or sometimes you even don't have to direct it. It just does stuff, and you pre-program it. So my question is, if you guys have jobs right now, some of you have jobs, do you want to keep working in the same way that you are working today, or you want to free yourself and just let somebody else or something else do the job for you, and you just tell that somebody or something else what they have to do? Because that's going to happen. In the next 2 or 3 years, the cost of intelligence will drop at least 100 times, and the rate of agency, which is the productivity that people will have, will increase 100 times. Let me give an example. Right now, I don't do anything manually anymore. Everything is through AI agent. Sounds really crazy. So I was in vacation a few months ago. I don't do that very often, which doesn't make my wife very happy. And I was thinking, what can I do today that will set me free for the next 2, 3 years, so I can actually take vacations and I don't have to work that hard? And it took like a day or two, and then I decided that I have to learn how to code. I gotta be a developer. And I remember that a few years back, I didn't know how to code. I used PHP like 10 years back. It was crazy. I was like this junior full developer. However, when I got in front of the computer that night, on vacation, of course, I realized something. Now I can code with natural language. And it's not about asking ChatGPT, hey, write me a game or build me a game. It's about actually using other tools that are specifically built for you to be able to code without actually writing a line of code. Why is this important? So I realized there is a hack. And this hack will give me these 2 things. You guys are doing a great job, I'm sure. You could be, right now, ideating. You could be creating ideas. Nothing else. You should not write anything manually. It's not about replacing ourselves. It's about extracting everything that's beautiful from our mind and putting it out there into the world. It's like a mini God where you can actually create stuff, and all you need is agency and taste. Remember these two things. Nothing else will matter over the next 5 to 10 years for a human being than agency and taste. Agency is deciding what's worth doing and pursuing that thing, and then taste is knowing what's good. So if you want to train yourself for something, train it for knowing what's good. But you see, every human has its own taste. So for sure, everybody knows what's good in their way. AI right now, it can execute. An AI agent is more than a brain, is, let's call it a piece of software that calls the AI brain, and then it calls it multiple times, and then it executes actions. In the future, everybody is going to have their own AI agents. You should start building AI agents now to help you with every single thing that you do. I'm going to give you a few examples in just a few minutes. So, people are complaining usually that AI is not smart enough. Well, it's true, because if we ask ChatGPT a question, it gives us a reply, and then, hey, that's weird, or that's stupid, or use the F word. However, an agent is something that you don't ask it a question, you tell it to do something, and then it continues on improving itself until the right thing is being done as you asked it for. So, they're not just chatbots, they're digital employees that think, remember, and act. How about you have your own employees? You're employed, and you have your own employees. But if you're waiting right now for the companies that you work at, or if you're an entrepreneur for your company, for somebody else to provide you with this infrastructure, that's going to take a few years. So my suggestion for you is to actually start building your own agents today. I will show you how. So, what makes an agent? An agent, perception is something very important that defines an agent. It sees patterns in data and images. Reasoning is also important because it solves problems step by step. There is one new model that was released by OpenAI recently, which is the O3 model, which is the first agentic model that you will see in ChatGPT. It does stuff for you. So if you ask it, hey, I want to plan a new vacation, and I need you to help me first do the research on the best places, then create an agenda, and then help me find a car to rent. And then it will go and do all the stuff like search online and read all the publications and so on. And then it's going to reason, and it's going to provide you the best information. But that's like a static agent. You cannot program, you cannot model, you cannot use it in ChatGPT just the way you want. Maybe I want 10 vacations. Maybe I want it to make it more personalized for me. And that's the problem, because agents and AI right now, it doesn't have a lot of memory. It keeps some memory in this thing called vector database. And that fades away over time. So it's not as good as it's going to be. So agents act and then they learn and improve with every use. Well, you have to program them to do so. And if the next slide works. Okay, so let me give you an example about these AI agents. I had to deal with an employment contract just a few days ago. And knowing how to learn how to code with natural language, I built an AI agent. And this AI agent, I said like this. So here's the contract template. It's in Google Drive. And then the employee information is in Gmail, and the future employee sent me their ID. And then here are the contract terms. You're going to find them in another folder in Google Drive. And then I need you to generate the contract, send it for signature in PandaDoc or DocuSign, and then update all the systems, all the databases, all the Excels, all the spreadsheets with this new information. It took me roughly 15 minutes to build the agent, and it got it done in like 5 minutes. Something that, and it prepared the email for the accounting firm. It got the information from the ID itself, and it customized contract terms based on predefined information that it had from our company. Something that would take probably 4 or 6 hours. And I have many examples for you to give you where AI agents could help. Here's the thing. You, right now, you have leverage, a lot of leverage in front of not other people. I don't think people should have leverage over other people, but you have leverage over the system. The same system that employs you and tells you that you should work from 9 to 5, the same system that tells you that you should only work within this framework, like bureaucracy, and follow these procedures, because that's important for the company. And you get yourself at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 11 p.m., wasted, burned out after years, and then what do? You start over on another company. What about we don't kill bureaucracy, but we leave these AI agents to deal with it? The AI agents could handle all the procedures and processes and everything else. But the company is not going to build that for yourself. You should do it. Because now you can. I'll show you how in just a few moments. So, the beauty of AI and AI agents is that they're multimodal. Now, I'm going to give you a counterexample. There is this old TV show called John Doe. I don't know if you heard of it. It's really, really old. And there's this guy, John Doe. He knows everything. Like, he has the brains of an AI. He literally knows every single thing. And there was this episode where they kept asking him questions, and if he didn't know how to answer, they would tip the jar. They would put $1 in the jar. And one person asked a question, they tipped the jar, he replied, and so on and so on. And at the end of the episode, comes one guy. This super genius had just one problem. He was colorblind. And this guy come and asked him, what color is my shirt? And he took the money. Now, the idea is that this, compared to AI, is pretty much the same thing. AI is super smart, but if you don't give it the right tools, it looks pretty stupid. So that's why it's important when you're using AI to use every single functionality that it has, image, video, text, which is very important. Now, there are multiple steps in the autonomy that AI is going to have. And at some point, right now, we're at the age where there is human in the loop. We have to tell the AI what to do, or we have to ask AI what we should do. which is not fun. I don't recommend. I recommend you should tell the AI what to do. Like literally, I'm even telling AI how to and what files to delete on my computer. Literally, I force myself not to do anything and let AI handle everything because it takes the cognitive payload that you have and it just frees you so you can have new ideas. And at some point, AI right now, it's as stupid as is possible. In 2-3 years, it's going to be as smart as probably nobody can imagine. And it's going to achieve full autonomy, which is artificial general intelligence or AGI, or even artificial superintelligence. However, until we get there, I highly recommend that you start building AI agents now. Now, there are multiple tools that you can use to build AI agents. One of them is Cursor and Windsurf. I mean, you don't have to know how to code. You just have to install these two tools and just tell the AI, hey, I need you a mini app or an AI agent that will do this X, Y, Z for me. And I need it to be performed in this specific way. And don't ask me, just do it. And let me know when you're done. It doesn't always work. But when it does, it can save you tons of time. Like, for instance, I built an agent that helped us move like 1 terabyte of files and folders from Google Drive to AWS S3 to a server that gave each file, PDF or image or text, to the AI. The AI read it and then categorized it, tagged it, and then moved it and structured it to the right folders. That's something that nobody would have done, probably take us 2 weeks to do so, and he did it in like 4 hours or something like that, without me interrupting it. There are, I would say, 4 different types of agents that I highly recommend. One is a coding agent that you should start using and start building agents. Replit is a good one. Google Copilot, Cursor, and Windsurf. Personally, I like Windsurf over Cursor. I don't know if anybody knows somebody from Cursor, but Windsurf is actually really good, it's more agentic. And then there are work agents, which you will find if you search Claude from Anthropic, you will find a really good way of coding and really good way of doing stuff with agents. And there is GPT family, and then there is Perplexity, which is also a research assistant that I use sometimes. And then there are personal agents. Personal agents are meant to help you with your family stuff, with your regular stuff, like preparing email drafts for, I don't know, contacting the booking company or the hotel or anything else. And then there are browser agents. So the problem is that we built internet for humans. There is a big problem because AI is still learning how to use browsers. And we kind of need it. And we needed the AI to use browsers because if it can use a browser, it can log in everywhere, it can do everything. And that is one of the things that you should start using. Browser-based or browser-use, browser-use is also very good as a browser agent. I mean, you see this in ChatGPT or OpenAI. You see Codex, you see Operator, and you see other tools like this. The problem with ChatGPT and OpenAI is that they try to minimize the output, the text that the AI gives you, so they can save money. The good news is that tools like browser use, they actually give you control via an API key that you can get from OpenAI or other places, so you can have full autonomy. Building an AI agent, it's actually very simple. You got to define its purpose. So again, AI agent is just a software that calls the AI to perform actions step by step. You have to define its purpose. Start with a clear, specific task. Your agent should solve one problem and nothing else exceptionally well. And then choose the tools, the right frameworks for it. Here's the funny part. You can let the AI choose the tools. You don't have to think about it. Just say, hey, AI, I just need this agent to help me write a new marketing campaign, which I did yesterday. And there was this new episode in a TV show that I like. And I said, I want to watch this TV show. And I said, OK, but I got to work as well. So I got in front of the computer, I built an agent, and said, hey, I need you to help me with this marketing campaign. It usually takes 1 week to build it. Write it. I just copy-pasted everything, all the conversations that we had about marketing and about that specific marketing campaign and how it should be done, and you do it. And then by the time I finished the episode, the AI agent finished the entire marketing campaign, which would have taken 1 week. So that is the power. And then remember, this is something for AI agents, especially when working with AI. One thing that I learned, and I really use the F word a lot over the last few months, is the fact that it's like having this super genius that is also a little bit stupid, or a little bit more. So you can't continue iterating when you're, not just when you're giving prompts, because everybody thought that prompt engineering is going to be a really cool job. No, AI is going to get as smart as possible so it can understand us really well. So what you have to do is you keep iterating, not just on the prompt itself. Not, a few words are not going to matter. It's about the process, the workflow, the logic. And if some of you said you know how to code, it's about the logic. You have to break down the process step by step so AI can understand what it has to do. I'm going to give you a few examples. We analyzed like 10,000 tickets overnight. We got information about, like really granular information about our clients. It wrote 10,000 lines of code, working code, in like 2 days. Took me like a few hours to actually look over the code and make some edits. Here's the thing. It's really funny. What if in your current job you could replace yourself with an AI? And then while you replace yourself, you could replicate yourself 100 times. Now imagine the productivity. Because that's the beauty of it. You can run 10, 15, 100 agents. If I can build 10 different agents to help me, let's say you're a marketing specialist, and I have copywriting, I have social media, I have some product design, and I have some UI design, and I build a specific agent for this. If it takes me 5 minutes to instruct an agent what it needs to do, and it would take me 5 hours, then you do the math. If I have 5 agents working in parallel, I could do 1 month's work in 1 day, which is kind of crazy. Sorry. We did a lot of stuff. So the good part is with AI is that the cost is dropping. The O3 model, which is the reasoning model of OpenAI, dropped its cost recently by 80%, which is crazy. And it's going to keep dropping. You're going to have AI everywhere. You're going to have AI agents everywhere. AI agents will run factories. AI agents will run universities. AI agents, sadly, will run humans. It's going to happen. Either we consider or we fight it or not. So the best thing that we can do is we can prepare. So if it's one thing that I would like you to take from this whole thing is just Google it, or actually GPT, ChatGPT. What is an AI agent? How can I work with it? How can I build one? And if it seems too hard, it's not going to be hard. Just try to install those tools. For the first time in human history, we can actually code in natural language. If you guys have any questions. Do we have a microphone? Here?
Hi. I'm curious about the security aspect of what you said before, because with AI there is also some security vulnerabilities, and also taking into consideration that you are managing data. How do you make sure that, I don't know, GDPR is not overstepped there? Because you are uploading a lot of data, and maybe personal data or personal discussion.
So there are two aspects of this. So you're talking about security data. The first is that right now, for instance, OpenAI offers an enterprise version which they make the data more secure. And the second part is that one of the things that is going to happen over the next 2-3 years is that everybody's going to have their own AI running locally. So your company or your house, even your house, will have a large language model in a box that's running and doing all the inference and everything and all the thinking locally, so you don't have to worry about the data. Right now, there is indeed a security risk. There is indeed a GDPR problem. For businesses, for instance, OpenAI or Anthropic, they don't train on your data. They can look at it. But that's the same thing as, for instance, Google. When you place your data in Google, everybody can look at it. And they actually train, I don't know if you know this, but Google Photos, has trained all their, like Gemini and VO3 and every other AI on all the photos that we ever uploaded everywhere, unfortunately.
Thanks.
If nobody has any other questions, thank you so much. And